My beloved child, pause for a breath, right here, right now, because something subtle is already moving toward you, and it's been trying to get your attention longer than you realize. Not with noise. Not with fear. But with a calm, unmistakable sense of direction. What if the guidance you've been asking for isn't coming later, but is already surrounding you? There are moments in life when the path ahead feels strangely illuminated, even if the destination is still hidden. You don't have all the answers, yet something inside you keeps whispering, keep going. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. And one of the clearest signs of higher guidance, often associated with Archangel Michael, is this sudden inner clarity that arrives without explanation. Here is the first sign. You feel protected, even during uncertainty. Not fearless. Not careless. But grounded. Challenges may still exist, but notice this, panic no longer owns you the way it once did. When something should have shaken you deeply, it didn't. You recovered faster. You stood steadier. You trusted yourself more. Protection doesn't always look like problems disappearing. Sometimes it looks like you becoming stronger than the problem. Stay with this thought, it connects to what comes next. The second sign appears quietly. You're being redirected without resistance. Plans fall apart, but instead of frustration, you feel relief. A door closes, and instead of loss, there's space. You may not even realize it yet, but something you thought you wanted is no longer pulling you forward. This is guidance at work. Not forcing. Not controlling. Simply rerouting you toward what aligns with your future self. What if the delay wasn't punishment, but precision? Before you answer that, listen closely. The third sign is an inner push toward truth. You're no longer comfortable ignoring what you know deep down. False connections drain you faster. Shallow conversations feel heavy. You crave honesty, not just from others, but from yourself. This awakening of integrity is a powerful marker of guidance. It's as if an inner compass has been recalibrated, pointing you toward what's real, even when it's uncomfortable. And here's the part many people miss. You start noticing signs without looking for them. Repeated symbols. Unexpected confirmations. Perfectly timed words from strangers. Not obsession. Awareness. Your mind isn't chasing meaning, it's recognizing it. When guidance is present, reality feels more synchronized, as if events are gently nodding in agreement with your inner state. Before you go any further, pause. Have you felt this quiet confidence growing inside you lately? Not loud. Not dramatic. Just steady. That's not random. And there's another sign unfolding, but it reveals itself only if you stay present long enough to hear it. Some people click away right before this realization, but you won't. Because something already told you to keep listening. Wait with me. The guidance doesn't shout. It aligns. And in the next moment, you'll begin to see why everything you've experienced recently was necessary, not accidental. Stay a little longer. My beloved child, listen carefully, something just shifted behind the scenes, and you're standing closer to the center of it than you think. Have you noticed how your instincts have sharpened lately? This is the fourth sign. Your intuition speaks faster than your doubts now. Decisions that once took weeks suddenly take moments. You don't over-explain your choices anymore. You feel when something is right, or when it's not, and that feeling arrives before logic has time to interfere. This isn't impulsiveness. This is inner alignment activating. Guidance often shows up as speed, clarity arriving before fear can slow it down. And there's a reason this matters right now. Because the fifth sign is already unfolding. You're being urged to stand taller in who you are. Not louder. Not aggressive. But unmistakably present. You're less willing to shrink, apologize for your existence, or dilute your truth. You're not seeking approval the way you once did. Even silence feels different now. It's no longer emptiness, it's strength. This kind of confidence doesn't come from ego. It comes from knowing you're supported, even when no one else sees the full picture yet. Pause for a moment. What if this new version of you isn't something you're becoming, but something you're remembering? Here's where it gets even more interesting. The sixth sign appears as unexpected courage. You do things that surprise even you. You speak when you once stayed quiet. You let go when you once clung. You move forward without demanding guarantees. Courage doesn't mean you're unafraid, it means fear no longer gets the final vote. Guidance often expresses itself as bravery that feels natural, not forced. And just when you think this is all internal, the seventh sign arrives through timing. Things happen just when they need to. A delay saves you from the wrong outcome. A meeting happens at the perfect moment. You hear exactly the words you needed, exactly when you needed them. Time itself feels cooperative. Not rushed. Not late. Aligned. Some people call this luck. You know better. Before we continue, if this message is resonating with you in a quiet, undeniable way, you might want to gently share it with someone who's been feeling lost lately. And if you feel drawn to stay connected to this kind of clarity and awareness, staying subscribed and leaving a thought in the comments can keep this conversation unfolding naturally. Now come back with me. Notice how none of these signs scream for attention. They whisper. They guide. They strengthen. That's how true direction works. It doesn't control your life, it empowers you to walk it with certainty. And here's the line many people don't hear the first time. You are not being pushed into something new. You are being guided into what was always meant for you. In the next part, something deeper will be revealed, something about why this guidance is intensifying now, and what it's preparing you for. Don't rush past this moment. You're closer to understanding than you realize. Stay right here. My beloved child, slow down just enough to feel this, because what's happening now isn't preparation anymore, it's activation. Have you sensed it? A quiet pressure to move forward, even without full clarity. A calm urgency that doesn't feel rushed. A knowing that says, this phase matters. This is not random timing. This is guidance stepping closer. Here is what many never realize: guidance often intensifies right before expansion. Not because danger is coming, but because growth is. You're being positioned. Notice how your tolerance for misalignment has dropped. You can't ignore what drains you. You can't pretend anymore. Things that once felt fine now feel heavy. This isn't dissatisfaction, it's refinement. Like tuning an instrument before a performance, your inner world is being adjusted for precision. And here's the deeper truth. You are being guided not away from challenges, but through them with authority. Think back to the recent past. Situations that once would have broken your focus didn't. Conversations that once would have shaken your confidence no longer do. You still feel, but you don't collapse. That emotional stability is not accidental. It's evidence of unseen support strengthening your core. Let this land. Because the next realization changes everything. Guidance doesn't remove your free will, it sharpens it. You're noticing choices more clearly now. Not just what you can do, but what you shouldn't. Distractions fall flat. Old patterns lose their grip. You don't have to fight them, they simply stop fitting. That's one of the clearest signals of alignment. Effort decreases, clarity increases. Stay with me. There's a reason your future feels closer than it used to. You may not see it yet, but something ahead is already responding to who you're becoming now. Decisions you're making today are echoing forward. That's why guidance feels stronger, it's matching your momentum. And here's the part that's easy to overlook. You're not being watched from above. You're being walked with. Support doesn't always feel like comfort. Sometimes it feels like courage appearing when you didn't plan for it. Sometimes it feels like peace replacing anxiety without explanation. Sometimes it feels like a sudden certainty that says, I can handle this. Before you move on, ask yourself quietly. When was the last time you felt unexpectedly calm in a moment that used to overwhelm you? That answer is your confirmation. What's unfolding now isn't meant to impress others. It's meant to align you. The path ahead doesn't need force, it needs presence. And you're already learning how to stand in it. In the next part, the final piece will be revealed, the reason this guidance is happening now, and what it's inviting you to step into next. Many stop listening right before that clarity arrives. Don't be one of them. Wait till the final moment. My beloved child, stay with this moment. Because what you're about to hear brings everything into focus. The guidance you've been sensing isn't random, and it isn't temporary. It's arriving now because you've reached a threshold. Not a finish line, but a crossing point. The kind where who you were no longer matches where you're going. Here is the truth beneath all the signs. You are being guided because you are ready to lead yourself. Not control. Not dominate. But direct your life with clarity. Notice how you're no longer waiting for permission. You don't need dramatic proof. You don't need approval from the outside. There's a steady sense of, I know what to do next, even if the steps are small. Guidance shows up strongest when responsibility and readiness meet. This is the moment where trust replaces hesitation. And here's something most people misunderstand: guidance doesn't pull you away from the world. It anchors you more deeply into it. You become more present, more aware, more intentional. You choose your words carefully. You guard your energy naturally. You stop chasing urgency and start moving with purpose. This isn't withdrawal. It's mastery. Think about how your inner dialogue has changed. Less noise. Fewer arguments with yourself. More acceptance of what is, paired with confidence in what's coming. That balance is rare, and it's a signal that your inner compass is calibrated. Before you go any further, let me say this gently. If this message has helped you see your own journey more clearly, you might want to pass it along to someone who's standing at their own crossroads. And if you feel drawn to continue exploring this kind of insight together, staying connected, through subscribing or sharing a thought below, keeps the conversation alive in its own natural way. Now come back here. The reason guidance feels so close right now is because you're no longer asking, "Am I capable?" You're asking, "What am I meant to do with this clarity?" That question changes everything. The future you're stepping into doesn't require force. It responds to alignment. When your thoughts, actions, and intentions point in the same direction, life stops resisting. Doors don't explode open, they unlock quietly. And here's the final line to carry with you. You are not being guided to become someone else. You are being guided to fully be yourself, without doubt. If you've made it this far, trust this, you didn't listen by accident. This moment found you because you were ready to recognize it. You'll understand everything from here.